Hello, everybody, and welcome to the sixth episode of the JSano Fan Server Podcast. Today, we've got Ace
Hello.
and Street.
Hey.
Yeah, that's all we got. So, today is going to be a UHC 10 talk about, podcasts. First, we're going to fly by a bunch of other smaller things that we wanted to talk about really quickly, and then we'll get on to our thoughts. So, first off, we got two new members to the server.
Yeah.
So we do. They seem to both be friends of Asus, and they're twins. So,
Yeah. Their
interesting,
names are ZP Twin 3 and Roadhog.
Yep.
So yeah, two new faces on the server.
All right.
I know ZB Twins already been on the server a couple times. So
I have not seen Roadhog, but I have seen ZP Twin on the server. So yeah. To both of them, welcome to the server. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, we're all glad to have you. I'll be glad to have you on the podcast if you're interested.
Yep.
Yeah, I hope to see what they're gonna do. We do some fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean they haven't done much yet. I think ZP Twin's gotten a tour, and Roadhog hasn't even done, to my knowledge. He might have, but yeah. So look out for both of those guys. See what they're up to. Hopefully we'll see some more from them in the future.
Oh yeah. Let's see some other flyby news. Street, you've got some official news.
Yes, for those who haven't watched, who aren't subscribed to Asus, he uploaded a official JU video. I believe it was, as of recording this, it was like a day or two ago, but it'll be like about a week old by the time the podcast comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, the JU is now pretty much official. Like, it's 100% official. We are a group of nations that bands together to, help each other out, I guess. Kind of like the United Nations, in a way. And, of course, the European Union. Other than that, in terms of every other nation, we are right now neutral with all other powers. However, that is subject to change if other powers want to alliance with us, or worst case scenario, rival us, or even start a war. That might happen. We at the JU don't want any kind, which is why if a nation wants to join the JU, they can't be at war.
Okay.
But yeah. All of that is explained in a video on Asus's channel. It should be something along the lines of like JU official. In fact, I was actually supposed to upload a video of it, but I actually lost my recording, so that sucks. But the video is still up, and it's basically the same video. All we do is talk. But yeah, JU is official.
I should be able to talk about this at this point. But at this point, you've seen I joined the JU. I haven't joined right now, but I have joined the JU, and my secret project has been announced.
Has it been announced by now? Oh wow!
Mm-hmm. The first is next Thursday.
Oh, and this goes up on Friday?
No, it wasn't on Thursday.
Oh, this goes up on the same day?
This is the big reveal.
Big reveal. So yeah, I don't want to talk about it too much, but go over to my channel and you'll find out the details. We're building Unova from the Pokemon region. And yeah, go find the details out. Go watch the amazing video that I've made for it that I haven't made yet. Just go check that out. But we'll be joining the JU.
Yeah, and I think I don't know if I've said this before, but I will be helping out Weather and his project. I will be also hoping to build Unova. And yeah, I'll be looking to make a lot of videos regarding that. We already have the location set. It's if you look at the overview, we are planning on building this north of the Mesa biome, the main Mesa biome. There's a big area that we are planning to build it in, and yeah, we'll show off more of that, once we get the series started.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. So Did we have any other flyby stuff that we want to get out of the way?
I guess JSano Olympics comes out pretty soon after this is uploaded. We're actually going to I'm actually going to be recording it tonight and tomorrow night as when this video is recorded, but it won't be up for like a week. And I'm not 100% I'm not 100% on the upload schedule for that. It's going to be something along the lines of around every other day, or it's just going to be like my JFS uploads Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. It's going to be something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be getting an upload once every like 2 or 3 days for that. And it'll be like by event. So one event will be an episode. So yeah, look out for that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So UHC 10 has come to an end.
It is in the books.
That was fun.
It was an interesting one to say the least.
At least I was still there in spirit doing episode markers the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So,
the sad thing is, I didn't
spoiler
see
alert.
those markers because for some reason my chat was off and I didn't know this.
Really?
So
Nice.
I never saw them. I just had to,
Wait, then how did you get my whisper when I said like, oh,
I don't know. It just like I see certain things. I'll see some things and then I won't see other things.
You should probably
That's
get that sorted out. Because I was doing episode markers. Like I would say I did okay. There were times where I was like, oh, the episode was supposed to end 5 minutes ago, but at the same time I was just like, I'm not a machine.
Mm-hmm.
I was just kind of doing it whenever I would be spectating and I look out and I see the sun. Because a lot of time I was spectating Mary because he was my teammate, and I was just wanted to spectate him and kind of help him out. Like I wasn't trying to like one of the things I definitely think was like I really tried my best not to give Mary any strategic advice from a spectator's perspective, and I don't think I gave him any sort of advantage, but I did say a couple things like, for example, when Shostin got into an encounter with I think this Fire Eyes and Dakota. Like after that encounter ended, I'm like, oh yeah, they fought and nothing like happened. But that was like after they had both left.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did things like that. And yeah, I guess we can also talk about the last episode, which might spark a bit of controversy, but at the same time, I don't think it mattered. And in that last fight again with Mary versus Fire Eyes. What happened was after the whole world border thing happened, basically Mary got all his stuff back. He put all his stuff in the correct inventory slots, and then they started fighting. But then, like a minute into the fight, I noticed Mary didn't have his shield. So then, I mean, this is the only time I probably could have changed something. Being a spectator, I was like, Mary, you don't have your shield. And then he was like, oh, I should I gotta fix that. And basically, he just stopped right in the middle of the battle to put the shield on, and he died.
Yeah, so Fire and Dakota ended up winning that. Dakota won by doing dishes in the other room, so...
Yep.
But,
It
yeah,
didn't
that was a mess of a season overall, I think.
Yeah.
There were a lot of...
I'm not proud at all of how I did. The worst part was being the first person to leave a teammate on their own, and then that teammate survived till the end. I think because I had to just morally deal with that, because I was just like, I'm leaving Mary on his own the entire UHC. I mean, I stayed in the call with him, of course, but it was really just. I just felt kind of bad because I was like, I ruined it. I found him, and then 15 minutes later I died. Like that was just. It's the worst possible thing.
Yeah.
At least you found a teammate.
Yeah, at least you lived long enough to find a teammate.
Oh yeah, neither of you did.
No. Well, whether survived to be
I feel bad for you. I really do.
I changed my schedule around, and I was so excited. I was like bustling home to do this UHC, and then the whole world being half pre-gened and all the lag we had.
I think we need to do more next time to like preload the world.
I think he set it up to pre-gen it overnight, and it just wasn't done by the time we were ready.
Okay.
I look back at my footage, and I'm kind of torn as to how things could have gone without the lag issues. Because on the one hand, I definitely did not look around to see if there were any more cave in my area, so I probably would have died anyways. But on the other hand, if it wasn't so laggy, I probably wouldn't have been thrown off as much, maybe. I don't know. I think by the time we got through all that mess, I think a lot of people just wasn't playing as seriously as it could have been after a while.
The worst part was just like, and I feel like for me it was just like I'm really really upset about how I died, because Mary pointed out that there was a creeper in the caves below. I knew that there was a creeper in the caves below. I had actually mined a piece of iron, realized the creeper was under it, and then put it back, only later to mine that piece of iron, fall through the ground, and die. Like, it was just horrible. Like, it was just I just had a brain fart. Like, I saw the iron, I'm like, ooh, iron. I was full iron too. I didn't even need the iron. It was just there, and I'm like, oh, I might as well grab it. It's a pretty safe area. And then I just forgot about the creeper. It was just so dumb. And plus, Mary and I were in a great position there before I died, because we could have killed Canuck and gotten a bow. We probably wouldn't have fought Aces and Fruit. We probably would have ran away, but they were in the general area. Oh, and that was another thing that I don't know if it got across, because none of them upload. Well, Mary uploaded, but like Canuck didn't upload, obviously. But after he ran away from Mary, he ran into Fruit Fly and Aces, the yellow team, and then he ran away from them. So he had a really, really hectic encounter with a bunch of people. But
according to what I've heard from Canuck, he actually he ran across Fruit and Aces earlier. And when he found Mary, he tried to bring Mary back to them to see if they would get in combat. And I guess that...
Well, it's a good thing Mary didn't take my advice, because I was like, kill him, he has a bow! You need the bow!
It still worked in Canuck's favor, because it diffused the whole thing.
Yeah. But, it didn't really matter. He died pretty shortly after.
Yeah. And the whole world border incident in the end. I think that kind of...
That was the icing on the cake in terms of, like, a bad UHC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, we were questioning it for a while, and then when that happened, it was like, we should have another one pretty quick.
Okay, that is another thing we should talk about, because I think this is something that a lot of people have adamant opinions on. And like that's like a really like controversial topic, is when we should do the next UHC, because there are some people who are like, I really want a redemption, and I know I want redemption. AC want redemption.
Yeah.
We all like a bunch of us are like, we should have this UHC early. And then there's the other half of the argument, which is just like, no, it's gonna get stale. And I think I don't want to throw anyone under the bus here, so I'm not gonna name names, but there was people who I talked to who were like, no, it should be once every 2 to 3 months, because we don't want UHC to get stale. And I see your point there. I definitely see your point.
I think this would be a one-off situation because of how bad 10 was. Like, to do one other one like a month later isn't going to ruin it for everybody.
That's what Minecraft
did. I guess I'll play devil's advocate for this one, just because I know I've talked to people who have stated this opinion, and they say like, I would say like, oh, this one was a terrible UHC. It went horribly. There was a lot of lag, and people were just like, so it happened. It is what it is. The UHC only happens once every 2 to 3 months. There's nothing you can do about it. And I was just like, I mean, I would, if it were up to me, we'd have a UHC every day. But like, that's what I always say. But like, because I love UHC, I'm crazy about it.
Season 560.
But But the thing
I don't
is,
think
you just
I
can't
don't
do that
th-
because it's gonna get stale.
yeah, I don't think one quick season is going to ruin it for everybody.
No.
Because we'll still do like season 12 3 months later. It's just
Yeah,
this one would just kind of help
it'll be
get
like
past the
a fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me sort of situation. Where
yeah.
if we do season 11 in like a few weeks, and then you ace, you die again first again, you've no one to blame but yourself.
Yep. That's just my bad. But yeah, I updated the leaderboard, so it's on the
Yeah,
fan server
leaderboard's
Reddit.
updated. I have a solid 3 points.
Yep. Mary Gamer ran away with the win. If all he had to do was show up, because Hollywood did not. So he ended up winning. Canuck and Muckluck are like 1 point off of each other. So
Yeah.
Muck was 1 point away from taking third place. Adrian and Park got one last jump into the top 10. I fell to 12th with my single point. And Fire and Shawston are the highest newcomers. They're 44th and 45th, which is actually pretty good considering how many people played over the last 10 seasons.
Yeah.
And yeah, season 11, we're going to start with a clean slate, so everybody has an actual chance of.
Can I just say, thank God we're starting with a new slate season
Yeah.
11 instead of season 10. That could have been bad.
Yeah.
My solid 3 points for the first 10 seasons. Whatever. It's all good. We'll start anew, and I really hope I can just really honestly with you when it comes to UHC. I just want to be able to say that I've done something. Let me give some examples. Weathermaster, you might not have found a teammate, and you might have died fairly early / mid pack, but you're the Iron Man. You won the Iron Man
Yep.
award.
I did.
That's something you can say about this UHC.
And
Joda
you're one of the
was
few people who died in combat too.
That was the first
one of the few
one.
people who died in combat. Joda died in the Nether. He was the only one to go in the Nether, and he has that to say for himself. And then there's just things like that. And then there's the people who came in third, second, first. The people who actually survived a while.
Yep. Firestar and Shawston were the only two people to get kills. So Firestar got 3, Shawston got 1.
Fire Eyes, yeah. Fire Eyes got 3 kills, man.
Yep.
That was,
And,
Park almost got a kill.
Yeah.
Park almost got a kill. If he had just killed Adrian, he would have gotten it.
And this season was by far the least combative season, with only 4 kills total.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy that 6 people. How many people was PvE? 22?
Yeah.
That's 16 PvE deaths.
Yep.
It's incredible.
Now that I look
So-
back to what I did at the end, I feel really stupid that I went and built a building at spawn and didn't
Because you could have hid.
prepared myself. I mean, anyway, they trapped me down in the bottom of the building. Then Shaston got me, but it just that was so dumb of me. But I'm happy with what I did. So
Yeah. It's something that everybody does. So
yeah.
when they go to 0-0, they'll build something. So I guess we're glad that you kept that trend alive, at least.
Glad I went to yours to 0-0. So
Yeah, that was the thing about my UHC. Ace, your UHC was pretty. I'm not gonna say mine was more disappointing than yours because yours was easily more disappointing.
Yeah.
But mine was I spawned at the corner of the world border, walked all the way to 0-0, found a teammate, and then died after 10 minutes. I got 10 minutes of a good UHC, and that's it. That's all I had.
Yeah, I had a village right next to me, and who knows what kind of start. I didn't even get underground, technically. I found a very shallow tunnel. But,
I kind of got underground, but not really.
yeah. So, my question for Season 11, would we want to do, a complete redo and have the same kind of stipulation, or do we want to try something new?
This is something that I've talked about with a few people at this point. I talked about it with Mary at the UHC. I talked about it with a few people afterwards, and pretty much the idea that I think a lot of people would like is to change the formula a little bit, but still do something similar. So the two ideas that were tossed around are one, do two big teams. Everybody starts off alone, and if you find your teammate, if you find somebody on your team, you can join a call with them. But if you find something on the enemy team, you can handle it like a PvP scenario, like you fight, you run away, you do whatever you do. That's option one. Option two is to do teams of two and basically do the same thing we did except with teams of two. So two teams would find each other and form a team of four instead of two partners finding each other.
One thing I'd like to do is have teams of however size, but we get it randomly chosen beforehand, and then we still get dispersed as individuals, so we have to find our teammates. We already have them, but we have to go find them in the field.
Do you start off in like a call with them or not?
No, I've actually done this with my old server, and we did teams of three and started separate. And it was pretty interesting because we all congregated at 0-0 and had a big old battle. So I would like to try that again.
I definitely like that idea. The only problem is it's just I mean I don't really know how it would work out because a lot of people have been against the idea of a quote solo UHC in the sense that some people we're in a situation where some people upload and some people don't, which it's your choice, you can upload or not, but it's really annoying when some people have to stay through the whole thing and others can just be silent. And that is, I mean, personally, I don't care. I'll commentate through all the UHCs alone or with a team, and I'm perfectly fine with it. And I know that some people won't. However, not all people share this view, and some people are like, no, everybody should have to we should always do teams because then people, can't just be silent the whole time while others are just randomly talking.
Yeah, for some people that would be boring, and for others they are worried that they can't carry the commentary for that long.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of, well, I guess we got spectator mode now, but there's a lot of perspectives that we wouldn't see in a solo UHC because not everybody records. But yes,
I think it'd be pretty cool to do your idea though. We obviously have to talk about it, and we could I definitely like the idea of changing the formula slightly, but sort of keeping this idea for season 11 if we're gonna do a season 11 soon.
Yeah.
And then maybe for season 12 we'll do a normal one or something like that.
Yeah.
Because that would be 3 seasons in a row, a special UHC. So yeah.
And doing that, it would take care of the solo aspect in a way, while still having teammates.
Yeah. If you want my opinion, I would say that when it comes to the what's it called, doing teams of two that find other teams of two, I think that the only problem is that it could create confusion if you don't know which teams are already paired, but we'll have to have a color coding system or something so you know. The idea of doing two big teams, you kind of have a similar problem with the UHC we just did, where if people don't find each other, then it could be an issue because you could have a team of 5 that are all just kind of hanging out, and then one person is just left out because they can't find each other, and some people have to keep up solo commentary, but others don't. Which is kind of the issue with a solo UHC. And then there's the teams of 3 idea, which I actually think is probably the best of the ideas listed because it encourages PvP, which is something we really need in 1.10 because we need people to we need people to actually PvP with each other instead of spending all their time in caves gearing up. I think we'll have a lot more people on the surface.
Yeah. The
only problem is what if there's 2 teams left, one of them is people who found each other and the others are just alone, like they're at a huge disadvantage.
Yeah. Let's see. 72 people played over the last 10 seasons, including Minecraft's own W92 badge played in season 4.
I saw that. That was pretty cool, but Jeff has not played.
Nope. So
We almost got him
one
for
day.
this one, I think, except he was moving.
yeah.
So
Well, I would love to see Jeff play one of these. That'd be really fun.
yeah, I'm excited to see if he can play for one. I'm excited to see if I can get him on the show. Gosh dang it.
Yep.
All right. So, what are your guys' thoughts about the different formats of UHC? I know I stated my opinion a lot, but I'd like to hear from other people.
I don't like too big of a change in format. I like the little small stipulations, like the Race to the Dragon is fun, and doing like separated teams is pretty cool, but like the mole type UHCs are probably my upper limit on having special stuff like that.
I like the idea of doing like an amplified UHC. I know that seems crazy, but I feel like it'd be like really cool to like, you know, be up on those big mountains and have to find each other. Well, you probably would have a team, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Minecraft did one, and it seemed to work out
Yeah.
pretty well.
yeah, they did.
Seems pretty cool, actually. You get a lot of really interesting terrain.
Mm-hmm.
You could also try, you know what? Minecraft just did this, but we could try an auto jump UHC, where everyone has to have auto jump on.
No.
I feel like it'd just be kind of funny.
Would be.
All damage.
I don't know. Considering the number of people who've died this season, I think we would have to work up to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, because I think the most important thing we need to do for season 11 is we need to create a format or, you know, use a format that makes it so that people will PvP more, that people more on PvP.
I think we just need to pre-gen the world.
Oh, and that too.
Is that going to be a problem next time? Because he's going to be on the road. I mean,
He said it'll be probably the next time we could do it is when he's with Fruitfly, so it all depends on how his equipment is and how their internet is over there. So
hopefully it'll be pretty good.
I think Park can run UHC's servers. At least he used to be able to. So I think we have a couple alternatives.
That's good.
That's good. All right, I think definitely just that is really important. We need to just have a pre-gen world because I think to be honest, that was another controversial topic is the beginning of the game that I think we just kind of brushed over. A lot of people were like, oh, you know, we should restart, and a lot of people were like, no, it'll take too long. And to be honest, I know that was definitely a worse time than others that I've seen. But anytime I've ever played a UHC with like, you know, not on like a big server. It's always been really laggy at the beginning, and it gets. In my commentary, I was like, no, you know, we'll just keep going. It's gonna get better because honestly, that's just what it is. As long as you don't die in the beginning, like Ace, you know, it gets better. Like I personally, that's just my opinion. I think that you know the lag will get better as you go, and it did get better as we
got
went.
way better.
Better like right after I died. But I was like. In my commentary, I was on the no side, but when the vote popped up, I clicked yes, and after I died, I was obviously very frustrated and was on the yes side at that point, but it's a little too late then.
I was on the no side, and then when I died, part of me is like, it'd be fun if we restarted, but I'd feel really bad about it, so I was pretty much on the no side the entire time, and never really felt like we should restart, even after I died. I can pretty much say that. Because I would have felt bad. I would have felt like, you know, I'm getting an unfair second chance that I don't deserve. I deserve my second chance is season 11. That
Yeah.
I've known that since the moment I died. You know?
I was on the yes side for the most part. And then I figured out that every time we disconnected, it was duping everything I had. So I got like a stack of wood and like a stack of potatoes from like one single little farm. So
Wow.
I was fine with it.
Now all my stuff just got undone, so
Oh,
you got lucky
same.
there.
Also, when I spawned, there was a village, but it was like outside the war border, which was really annoying. I spawned at the corner, and of
What?
course I met Mary at the center.
Why did everybody spawn near villages? Jeez.
I don't
I don't
know.
know. There was a lot of them. There's they spawn in new biomes too. So
Yeah, that's true. I guess they're gonna
There's-
be more.
funny thing about Mary is that we were kind of joking around about meeting up at 0-0 beforehand, and while we were getting ready to start, he was actually trying to message me on Skype to go to close to 0-0, and I had my Skype off because I didn't want to lag out because I was afraid my internet was going to be bad.
I had Skype off because I wanted to
Um,
avoid notifications, and I didn't want to be checking. I didn't want. I wanted to resist the urge of checking Skype just by
Yeah.
completely shutting it down.
But yeah, Mary was trying to get me to team up with him, but I missed it, and of course it ended up not mattering. So,
Yeah.
but I wonder what it would have been like if I did just go over there instead of if I like was able to read that message.
To be honest, you probably would have gotten to Mary first, and I probably would have been at 0-0 without a teammate, and you both would have killed me.
I was
You guys
I
would
was
have
actually
definitely gone after me. Because I didn't
was-
have any iron gear. I was like all stone, and Mary had like a little bit of iron, so I probably would have been in big trouble. I probably would have had to run away.
I probably
I mean, you
would
probably would
have
have
had
pursued.
I would have
probably would have
probably had
pursued me.
wood tools and stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't have gone after you that early.
Yeah, if you and Mary were on a team and I was just alone, you probably wouldn't, because it was coming nighttime, and I think it would have been worse for both of us. But at
Yeah.
the same time, I would just be in a cave stuck without a teammate. I mean, I probably would have teamed up with like Canuck or someone, to be honest.
Probably.
Someone, because he was near 0-0 by day, and I would have probably seen him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah. Man, UHC is it's such a good time. Honestly, even as bad, we can confidently say that the UHC season 10 was like kind of a train wreck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throughout, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
I still found it fun.
It was.
I enjoyed
Yeah, it
watching.
was nice to kind of see things from a different perspective and get to talk to people while they're doing their thing,
Mm-hmm.
see what their tactics were. And it was kind of cool, like seeing how close everybody was to one another near the end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
It was still a long UHC too. 4 hours. That's quite long. But,
yeah, it's definitely one of the longer ones we've had.
I think it's just because there was a lot of people and just like
Well, and the slow start as well.
and a
Yeah.
very slow start. The first episode was like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Well,
Still
mine
though,
was-
when people, I think it was definitely pretty good though, because like people were dying like almost every episode. I think we had a death, at least one death.
My first episode didn't. Because I didn't know what we were doing, so I did 20 minutes. And then I caught up with everybody with a 45-minute episode the next one.
Nice.
We tried to say in the Skype chat like, oh, everyone do a long episode 1, but it's all right. It's no big deal. Season 11 will be better, I hope.
Yeah, it should be.
As long as I outlast 3 people, I beat my record. I have JFS UHCs at least. Not my personal record.
I just don't want to die like that again. Like, I want to go back to my
I
old die in combat stuff.
I want to die in combat. I want to like get a kill. That's all I want. I just want to kill.
Yeah.
Like, in my head, I'm like, I actually want to survive a while. I just want to kill. I just want at least one kill, so I can
Yeah.
just be proud of that.
I think
Mary and
my
I are
goal-
still chasing that elusive win.
Oh,
So
You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it.
Oh, have you not won either? Have neither of
No.
you won? Oh wow. Man, if I was alive that week, Mary and I could have sworn to come back because it would have been us two versus Fire Eyes, and I don't think he ran into anyone.
yeah, I think Mary would have ended up losing anyways, but I think he was trying to do some sort of tactics somehow with that.
So he was like, "Oh, I have a plan," but like
Yeah.
I never really figured out what that plan was, and
Mm-hmm.
he died. I'm like, okay, it's kind of over. No, but to be honest, Mary and I versus Fire Eyes, if we had actually gotten into melee combat, it could have been close. But
Mhm.
he did have an infinity bow, so that was a big deal.
Yeah.
The infinity bow, basically, Park found an infinity book, got an infinity bow. Then when he died, Shostin got it, and then when Shostin got killed, Fire Eyes got it,
Yep.
and then he won with it.
Wow.
Probably helped him kill Nixer.
I'm sure. That was a cool fight between Nixer and Fire Eyes. That was cool.
Oh yeah, Nixer definitely put up a good fight, but it wasn't really, he wasn't gonna come out on top. Fire Eyes just had the best gear between
Yeah.
Park, Shostin, and their, what gear they had. Like Fire Eyes, Dakota, what gear they had. They just had the best gear.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like once Park and Park and Shostin were the favorites until Park died.
Yep.
Then and even a lot. I know probably a good number of people thought Shostin was going to win. I pretty much once Park died, I'm like, okay, it's either Shostin or Black Team at this point, just because of the sheer enchants, just
Mhm.
the because of the gear, the stats.
Yeah.
I definitely think if they could have gotten weakened by like Nixer, if Fire Eyes had gotten weakened, then he could have like gotten a little bit low. But I think once Shostin died, it was like basically a game. Although for a while there, I actually did think Shostin was going to kill one of them.
Yeah. Dakota. I've been on Dakota's team once, but I don't know if he's a big fighter, so I think having Fire Eyes on his team was a big help to him.
Yeah.
And of course, he had to do dishes, so that was good for Fire to like hold the fort while he was away there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. If Fire Eyes had died, that would have been game.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah.
Imagine if Dakota had uploaded. Like it would have just been like, episode like 7 or 8. Who would have been like, okay, I got to do the dishes, and then just the whole episode, like literally, he would just have to post like a video just saying like, I was AFK this whole game. Watch Fire Heist.
Yep.
Jeez. But yeah, you guys got anything to add about UHC in general?
I'm ready for season 11. Whenever we're ready to do that.
Oh yeah.
So for teams, it's just going to be straight up randomized.
Most likely, that's what we've been doing since like season 3 or 4.
All right, that's cool.
Cool.
So I don't think we've done a chosen team in a long time.
Yeah, I think we're still at the point where like we need to do. I think it'd be better if we do just random teams,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because then there's no arguing about teams being imbalanced or anything. Because they're random. You kind of just have to go with it.
Yep.
Yeah. I can say
So,
my
yeah.
my main goal for season 11, and I know this is gonna sound stupid, but I'm going for the Iron Man again. I want to get that record.
I mean, I only took hits from 2 different mobs. One shot from a skeleton and a creeper explosion. That's all I did. That's all. And the skeleton, the only reason I took damage is because I was out of food.
Yeah.
If I had food, I wouldn't have taken damage. I would have been good to go.
I didn't get hit by any mobs. That was a record for me. Only thing that dealt damage to me was a player.
Yep.
So, What do you got? What would you guys prefer for the team size for next season? Teams 2, 3, 4.
I think 3 would be good.
Yeah.
2 is usually a rare one that we do, but I think 3 would be next up.
That'd be
Did
nice.
2.
Or maybe we could do 4. We did teams of 3 in season 9.
All right. So we could. I could see teams of 4. It just depends on how many people we get. Because if we don't get, if we get it, it depends on how many people come. Because we might not get enough for a teams of 4, and it also depends on the format as well. The format that we do. If we're doing something that requires like doing like the whole teams of 2, but the 2 teams together, that'd be teams of 2, then 4. If we do, we could do teams of 3, but they're all split up, and then that would be teams of 3. We could do do like a couple of big teams. Like instead of having a small number of players per team, like 2 big teams, like a red team and a blue team or something, and like they're all split up. So yeah, I definitely think that we season.
Yeah.
Also, do we have any bold predictions for next season?
I have a feeling that either myself or Mary is gonna break through one of these days and get that win.
So you're planning on going from worst to first?
I hope so. I'm definitely not gonna let
Alright.
that creeper incident happen again.
Same.
I have a chest at my base.
I personally think that next season, definitely, I think that some of the coaches, or not, some of the
Coaches.
I'm thinking of like something really different here.
Is
Some
this
of the
football?
players, I'm thinking of something totally different. Football, yeah. Some of the players, I was thinking of like something. All right. Anyway, some of the players, who died earlier on are going to be like, for example, myself. Like, I'm going to be looking to get more kills. I personally think that like some of the players who died earlier on are going to be looking to, or some of the players who typically die early on are going to be looking to get kills.
Yeah.
Because at least that's my take on it.
My general goal is to just not die to mobs or to any environment stuff. That's what I try to do like
Agreed.
every season. Like I want to survive until we get into combat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I can. It used to be that season 6 was my like forgettable season, but I guess I can remember that one now compared to season 10.
Yeah.
Because season 6, I was pretty sick during the entire time, and I died in combat. Technically, it was just like one bow shot, but it's just a whole I don't know, downward slide the entire time. But that was our Race of the Dragon one that we did. I think we should do that again soon.
When was the last Race for the Dragon season?
6.
6. So what about season 12? That would work
We could
out.
do that.
6 seasons later. Work.
We should probably have season 11 maybe be a regular UHC then.
Yeah.
If we're gonna have a big stipulation like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing. Do you want to do season 12 Dragon Fight, or do we want to do season 11 Redemption?
I think we can save the dragon fight for a later time. I feel like the redemption thing should be first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
There are also definitely a bunch of people who I know as one of the newer members. There are a bunch of people who at the UHC, like Hollywood, for example, who, I kind of want to see how it plays out with them.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, definitely don't think that just because my first JFS UHC was a train wreck, that doesn't make me bad at UHC. It's just everyone has their mess ups. Everyone makes mistakes.
Yep.
So the thing is, I've been playing UHC for so long. I've played a lot of UHC on various servers for various things,
Yeah.
and that was the first time I did a 1.10, and I did not expect to. I knew. Okay, I've had UHCs before where I've had a UHC before where I took a creeper explosion very early on, and it put me at low health, and I had to survive for a very, very long time on low health. I've had that happen, but
Mhm.
considering now that in 1.10 you can't take a creeper explosion no matter what you do, it's
Yeah,
just
pretty much.
it's just like I think that's really dumb. Like how creeper explosions one shot you, and I was in full iron too, and it just straight up one shot.
Yeah, I've done a lot of seasons as well. I had one kind of similar to that, but it was with a zombie dungeon. And I went down to half a heart. And actually, in that season, I took a creeper blast at half a heart and still survived it. So it was.
Sometimes you could take the very, very you can get knocked back. The end of the range
Yeah,
for
I
a
caught the
creeper
very edge
explosion
of it.
is you get knocked back but you don't take damage. I've had that happen before. Plenty of times. So, yeah. Anything else to add about UHC in general?
We've taken care of everything.
Yeah.
For the new leaderboard coming out, I am going to do. I'm thinking about doing a weighted version to factor
I
in
agree.
things like kills and team finish.
I definitely agree. I would say weight team finish less because I'm a prime example of why you should weight team finish less because I would have a
Yeah.
lot more points if team finish was weighted because
Yeah, I'll have to figure that
at least
out.
I can say that. I was talking earlier about how I don't have much to say for this season, but at least I came in second. I have that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Mary, but you know what? I came in second.
Yeah, you did it. You did it.
Okay, so yeah, I definitely agree with having a weighted version. I think kills should be a big factor.
I
And
think
I think
kills will
survive.
be just a straight 1 point per kill, and then team
And then
finish.
what?
I'll have to figure that out.
Team finish maybe. I don't know. It depends because I guess
was
you could do
thinking of
first place
just
gets a certain
doing.
amount. You could do
I
the same
was
thing as survivability, but I
yeah
feel like it's just
yeah. I was thinking of just doing
yeah.
a point per team finish, however
Yeah,
high
because
you
if
finish.
there's 6 teams, then first place gets 6 points, second gets 5, and so on.
Yeah.
That
And
could actually work. Yeah.
if you
That
die
could definitely.
early, you don't get kill points and you get a very low individual points, so the team uh, finish wouldn't factor in too
Wouldn't
much.
save you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Mhm.
because for example, let's say there are 6 teams of 3. If you're the last person to die, and let's say there's 2 people left on the winning team, you would still get a total of 16 points for
Yeah.
survivability. But if you had a teammate that died first, they get the 5 points for coming in second, but you got a total of, let's say you didn't get any kills, that would be 23 points rather than your teammate only getting 5. So I definitely think that it still works out.
Yeah. I was also gonna think about how many episodes you survived because there were a couple seasons where everybody survived to the last 3 episodes, and it's kind of weird to be in episode 7 and die first and get 1 point, even though you survived all the caving and everything to get this far.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, hopefully with 1.10 UHCs, there will be more people who die early on, so it'll
Yeah.
be easier to get points.
So
Because I have to say, 1.10 is not a fun UHC update.
it.
It is just.
I'm looking to have a good rebound because I did the NID UHC in season 10, and Nixer and I ended up winning that one. So I would like to. I thought I was going to have a decent time this season, but with all the lag and everything, it just didn't give me a chance to do so.
Once I found Mary, I was hoping to have a pretty good time as well because I know Mary was up there on the leaderboards. He has a lot of experience. So I'm like, perfect. I got a good teammate. We're ready to go. And then it's just like, nope.
Yeah. I figured I would be okay because I've already done the season, so I was kind of adapted to it already.
I had like a practice file where I just did like a survival in 1.10 without regeneration because I literally just like hadn't done any of the thing yet. And on my practice file, I got like I found a really good mine shaft. I literally in chests got 2 golden apples and 2 notch apples in chests.
Nice.
And none of that luck carried over to the UHC.
I didn't even have time to test my luck. Actually, I did. It just didn't. It wasn't good.
But yeah, I think with the new point system, it'll definitely make a difference. Do you guys think that Dakota and or Fire Eyes are gonna go back to back?
No. I don't think so. Only Hollywood's gone back to back. So Hollywood and Bufadon's been repeat winners, but that's about it. Bufadon's won 3 appearances in a row.
Wow.
Oh.
She won 5, 6, and 8. She was not in 7, but yeah, she won 3 appearances. And she didn't do anything in any of those. So
That's a pretty good track record.
yeah, she was the moral support that carried everybody to victory.
Right. So yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely pretty interesting. Definitely, I think with this many people and with the fact that I think Dakota and Fire Eyes, the fact that Park died from fall damage really helped them win. I think Park and Shoston had it in the bag if Park hadn't fallen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not to rub salt in the wound for Park, but he did a really good job caving. He got, he had the best gear out of anyone.
Oh yeah.
It's just really unfortunate,
He
Things
plays a
happen.
very reckless style of UHC.
Yep. I saw that when he had diamonds, and I checked tab, and he was at 2 hearts when I died. And then he got all the way back up to full.
Yeah, he got pretty lucky with some of the stuff he found.
Yep.
Yep. Is there anything else that we need to talk about in UHC?
I was gonna say we've been talking about UHC for the past freaking 45 minutes. This is kind of crazy.
Well, we mentioned we were gonna probably have this as the big topic.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Any other news on anything else, Minecraft or otherwise?
I mean, the server's been kind of going normally, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
Factions are growing and establishing themselves.
Yeah. So far, we have 4 nations as a part of the JU.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we should have 4 by the time this gets uploaded.
I'm currently looking for an ally. I've begun talks for an ally, so we'll see how that goes.
Naxer has also talked. I don't know. This isn't official yet, but Naxer has talked about Seolo. But he was waiting for Naxer was waiting for Seolo to get back because he's been gone for about a month. I'm not exactly sure where he's been.
No.
So he's not going to be neutral anymore?
I don't think so. He said lately he's been he used to be saying, "Oh, I'm 100% neutral." Now he's saying, "I'm not in a faction yet." So pretty sure he does have plans.
We gotta convince him to join the GU.
Yep.
Let's see. Again, any other announcements? Street's got JSano Olympics next week, so check that out.
Yep, I stated that earlier. Check that out next week.
Aces, I don't know what
maybe
Aces
in the next podcast.
I'm just establishing my nation. That's pretty much it.
Ace has got that. And speaking of me, Ace, and Fruit, we'll be starting a new series soon, so be on the lookout for, it should be started by now.
Yep.
I hope.
I think what that is, but I'm not going to say.
And I am building a new shop in Shoptown.
Oh,
That'll
nice.
probably be an episode that has either come out already or will be coming out soon. So,
I guess I can talk about. I also built a shop recently, Street Cred Quarry,
You actually
a
did.
quarrying service. We also sell shovels that I use to bulk enchant that I don't want anymore in high quantity. Right now, it is 1 diamond for 15 wood shovels or 10 stone shovels because I don't have anything else to do with those shovels. And if you need to dig something out and you just need a bunch of throwaway shovels, then there you go. They're all enchanted, by the way. They're all enchanted.
Cool.
I may actually look into
Some of
that.
them might have silk touch. You can look through, actually. I think a couple of them have silk touch.
Wow. I have to go look at that. Get some podzol.
You can also buy Podzol from the shop. Charleston is selling them in Shroom Shack.
Oh, nice.
If you want Podzol.
Look there. Yeah.
So yeah, Lemons just opened up a shop, the Wonder Emporium. Reason, I don't know why, he was selling 32 blocks of lapis for 2 diamonds, but they're all gone now for obvious reasons, because that was an extremely... I literally saw that and I'm just like, done. I'm like, Lemon, I literally asked him in chat, I'm like, are you sure about this? He's like, yeah, it's the best deal around. I'm like, no kidding, it's the best deal around. It's a steal.
It's crazy.
Also, Ace, I have something to mention about your armor shop.
Okay.
So I didn't actually take advantage of this because it just felt cheap to me. But you say that, okay, the enchanted armor, for example, 1 helmet is like 3 diamonds, for example.
Yep.
For an enchanted piece of armor. Am I correct?
I believe so.
And then for all unenchanted armor, it's the cost of an enchanted a piece minus 1, correct? Because that's what it says on the sign.
I don't know. I just did it like that.
Okay, so you can get it. Okay, so
You can get an
when I was in the
unenchanted
shop-
diamond helmet for 2 gold or 2 diamond, whatever it is.
So, okay. The reason I didn't take that is because I felt like I was getting 3 free diamonds.
Yeah. I mean, I got all my gear all set, so I don't really need any of... I don't need most of the ores that I have, so... I'm
Alright,
actually
next-
saving it up for something.
I thought I was making some sort of mistake because I'm like, that's 3 free diamonds. Does he realize this?
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be really cheap, so...
I'll have to do that next time I'm in Choptown.
I think there's only like 1 unenchanted diamond piece in that entire thing right now.
It was just the helmet. I recently made a new helmet, so I don't actually need it at this point, but you know it's there.
Yeah, I'm keeping it cheap because, as been mentioned before, it's not a business that's going to get a lot of traffic all the time, because once people get their mending and all their good gear, they don't really need much more. So it stays low for new people on the server and anybody who dies and loses everything.
Yeah.
So
Also, question: what does a guy have to do to get a mending book around here?
a place where you can get one, actually.
Actually,
There's a village crazy system somewhere. I don't know who owns it, but it's near the jungle spawn, like somewhere outside of there. So
I'll have to take a look around because this fishing is really not helping.
if you find
A
a
lot of
giant villager complex in the sky, then you've hit the right place.
Sky. All right. I'll have to look up next time I'm at Spider Monkey Rainforest.
Let me see if I can find it on the map.
Well, that's pretty cool. I know Shawson opened up a Potato Shack, Potato Island Exports. He opened up like a little stand near Spawn Shop Town. Other than that, I don't believe any other shops have really opened up recently. I know there's a couple being built towards the Spawn side of Shop Town. I recently built my shop. The clay shop is still there. We sell hardened clay and normal clay as well.
There you go.
Nice. It's
So-
right there. I just put the link in chat.
I'll have to take a look at that after we finish recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will take a look at that later. I'll definitely be getting some mending books because I need mending. Honestly, all I have mending on my fishing rod, my bow, one of my two bows, like my good bow. I don't have mending on my punch bow, and I have mending on my wings, my elytra. I need mending on my armor though. That's probably the most important thing. Well, actually, my pickaxe, I should say. My pickaxe is definitely the most important.
Mm-hmm.
Really looking for a mending book. And the worst thing is, in one of Shawson's videos, he put mending. I think he had like either a mending bow or a mending book, and he put mending on his bow. But it was like a power 4 bow that he put mending on. And I'm like, I have power 4 mending books. We could have traded. I need just mending on a bow. And I was just like, And I said like, next time, you get a just mending bow, hit me up. I'll give you a powerful mending bow for it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want the power on my elytra bow.
Yeah. There you go. Let's see. As far as other things, I'm just gonna mention one thing, and this is totally self-advertisement here. I don't know, I'm being cheap with this, but tomorrow night, you guys, everybody who's watching this podcast, come and watch my primetime stream every Friday. Just saying.
Great.
I know, I'm cheap. But with that, I think we're going to have to end the podcast. Yeah, thank you guys for watching this 6th episode, and stay tuned for the 7th next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Still no mending.